you are doing something new in your business. It's kind of recent, and it's about waking up early and having a morning routine. I think I would like to hear a little bit about, and maybe the listener would, what's important about a morning routine and why did you pick those two things?
Yeah, I think one of the first things that's important to clarify is that waking up early is not natural for about 50% of the population. And I happen to be one of those 50%. And it was about 4 or 5 years ago in 2018. I was a busy working mom. I had 3 kids. My youngest was 1. And I was a dual certified nurse practitioner working in emergency medicine at the time. I was also the assistant medical director for 2 stroke programs that I helped create from the ground up. On top of that, we were renovating houses. We were in our second fixer-upper at that time. That was like a side hustle for my husband and I. And on top of that, I had just started a home DIY decor blog just for fun because I didn't have enough going on. But I was at that point that a lot of us reach as moms where I desperately needed time for me. I was sick of waking up every morning rushed and feeling like I was starting stressed and behind before I even got going for the day. And so I decided I was going to start an early morning routine because it was the only time I could find quiet. So I hustled to make this happen, and I fought the snooze button for about 2 years and really reprogrammed my biology to fall in love with the early morning quiet. And I fell in love with it so much and realized how many other women desperately want the same thing. But when it's not natural, it's incredibly difficult. And there's no program out there teaching you how to become an early morning person, ultimately. So as a health and fitness coach, I ended up leaving bedside medicine, and my online presence as a blogger actually turned into a virtual health and fitness professional, which is really neat. Now I help people prevent disease instead of treat disease, which is exciting. But what happened is I realized there was this gap for many of us as women in the health and fitness space because we go hard for 6 weeks and we transform our life for 6 weeks, but it's sort of like a Band-Aid on a gaping wound because we haven't created a habit of life change. And not that that 6 weeks wasn't important, but what we need is we need another program to partner with those fitness nutrition programs who are able to also teach people how to create a habit to help sustain and offload some of the stress during our day so that we can really focus on nutritional changes, which is a full-time job. For any of you, Adam, you've certainly undergone a lot of health transformation. Tracking macros in and of itself is like a full-time job. So the bottom line is we are in the process of creating this premier virtual program for busy women to learn how to become an early morning riser, establish a routine they can sustain that starts with being, not doing. We don't get up earlier to hustle harder and do more. We're trying to press pause and actually be still and renew our hearts and minds in the calm of the quiet. And then we get a time-efficient, effective workout done before our kids wake up. So that is early morning habit. If that's not cool enough, we are also an adoption fundraising program. My passion is to help women really manifest the sense that you are worth investing in because you have the power to impact the world because you've been made in the image of God. And that alone makes you enough, finding your value not in what you say or do, but in the God that created you, and really tapping into that to manifest this idea that you have the power to change the world. The small choices that you make for yourself have a massive impact. So when women successfully complete the program on the app, my company gives them back a significant portion of the money they paid for the program to give forward to an enrolled and adopting mom who's raising funds through LifeSong for Orphans. We are also adopting, so this is another heartbeat of mine. So anyways, there's a lot going on behind the scenes over here, but Early Morning Habit, we're ready to change women's lives and bring more children home to their forever families.